Yeah, I guess in terms of hearing that stat line again, we talked earlier this week about kind of the game you had against New Mexico State and all that. I know it sucks after a loss and all that, but a pretty good 2-game run for you and all that too. I mean, just how are you kind of feeling about that at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I could put up 600 yards tonight without a win. I mean, it sucks because we had a lot of momentum, and unfortunately, this is part of college football. The conference play is treacherous. There's no given opponent, and like I said, I could put up 400 yards, but without a win, it really means nothing. At the end of the day, we didn't do enough. We didn't do enough as an offense. Didn't do enough as a team. But we'll be back.
Coach kind of talked about the, at halftime he said he felt pretty good because he felt kind of taking San Jose State's best shot and all that. And hey, this is where things start to level out. You guys feel like a little bit of a second half team and all that. What was that locker room like compared to the locker room like last week?
I mean, we could have been up by 14 in the locker room. I think that's just how our team is. We talk about we're high desert built, so we were 100% confident that we'd go out and win that game, and we didn't have it. We weren't the better team tonight, honestly, and we're gonna be back. We are confident in the locker room at halftime that we're gonna win that game, but we'll be back.
What were you, Jack Lane, had a rough night throwing 3 interceptions. What do you tell QB1 after he throws an interception, or after 2, after 3?
I mean, I wouldn't say he had a rough night. I think when you have an aggressive OC and you have an aggressive quarterback, things like that happen. And we really wouldn't want it the other way. We have all the confidence in Jack. When you throw downfield, sometimes it's not. This is a tough conference. It's not going to go. It's not going to go your way every time, and I wouldn't say he had a tough night. I think as an offense, we can all help Jack, and Jack is the most confident dude in the world. So nothing tonight is going to change how he plays going forward, and it's just going to get better.
That's something Jack's talked a little bit about in terms of getting the pass game going up, just taking more shots at 50-50 balls and all that. He took a couple tonight, something go his way and all that. I mean, how heartening is it to still see him kind of doing that though, even if they're not breaking his way?
How what?
How heartening is it to see him still doing that, even if it's not breaking his way?
Like how good is it?
How heartening?
It's great. It's heartening.
Sorry.
It's great. That means he trusts his receivers, and honestly, we're gonna go downfield and we're gonna make those plays for him. Like I said, when you are in a tough conference like the Mountain West, nothing's given, and sometimes it's not going to go. It's not going to go your way. And we have plenty of downfield completions, but we didn't have. They weren't all completions, and we're not going to change the thing we're doing on offense. We're going to keep being aggressive. Jackson keep throwing the ball downfield, and we're going to get better all around. But we're not going to take away our aggression though. We're going to stay with that.
What do you obviously it sucks losing, but what do you attribute the team as far as this team just doesn't quit?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are down. I mean, you're still battling till the last second. What do you attribute that to the team in general?
Our head coach. That's just what we've been instilling in our team all offseason. Like I mentioned earlier, we talk about we're high desert built. When we were in there at halftime, we felt like we were going to go out and win that game. And like I said, we didn't have enough tonight, but I think mentally we're a really tough team, and that doesn't win you games, but I can just say that I feel like we're one of the toughest teams in the country, and I think part of that is we're going to be back from this, and you're going to see a team that has the same amount of confidence next week. So yeah.
Anything else for Keagan?
Yeah, Keagan, can you talk about just you guys trying to get in sync tonight? It didn't seem. I don't know, it seemed a little off just a little bit until you guys got it rolling, and you always play well in the fourth quarter for sure, but did it feel like it was a little out of sync, some things were?
Yeah, but like I said, I wouldn't put that on the quarterback, and I know you're not saying that, but I think there's still some other things in the offense that we can do to put Jack in a better position to be confident to make those plays. And like I said, we're not going to change the thing we're doing. We got to start faster. That is one thing we need to do as offense. We got to start faster. We always say we're a 4-quarter team, but the best teams in the country are an all-quarter team. So, that's something we're going to work on is getting out, and really as an offense, because the defense has had our back all year, and we've kind of been able to work our way back into some of those games, and those games that we're down at half and win those games. But that's not a reality. That's not what you want to be as a team. You don't want to be playing from behind every night. That's not a winning team. So we're going to start fast as offense. We're going to be aggressive. And we're gonna help Jack out as an offense, and we'll be back.
And with that said, you guys have been tough in fourth quarter. I mean, it seems like you guys just score a oodles of points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
When you all started making that comeback, how good did that feel? I mean, did it feel like, hey man, here we go, we about to do this?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, it felt like, you know, just like deja vu, like how we've been doing, you know, coming back on teams. But you know, we didn't have enough tonight. We ran out of time, and they played better tonight. They played cleaner football. They were playing hard. We didn't play up to our standard, and we'll go back, you know, lick our wounds. We'll fix what we need to fix, and we'll be back. We'll be ready to go next week. You're going to see the best level team you've seen so far.
One more over here for
One quick one for me. Coach kind of talked about like the need to, you know, like get better starts offensively and all that too, and that's been a little bit of a persistent problem. I mean, what is your kind of read on why the starts haven't quite been there for you guys?
Yeah, I think part of it could be, you know, trying to fill out a team, you know, trying to see, you know, what they're going to give us. And I think as an offense, the best offenses, they dictate the tempo. And I think that's one thing we're going to look at is we dictate the tempo. You know, we're going to dictate how the game's going to go. And I think, you know, I have all trust in our OC, Coach Slice. He's a genius. So we'll go back to the drawing board. You know, we'll heal up. And like I said, you'll see the best level of team you've seen yet this year. Next week, you know, this is first game of conference play. We got a lot to go.
Perfect. Thanks, Keagan.
Thanks.